What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Today we're focusing. Alright, before we get into the nitty gritty, has anyone tried really hard and then been disappointed at the end, in an endeavor, just because luck or unluck of the draw worked against you and undid all your fine effort? Okay, now imagine the opposite. Imagine not giving a shit and being so fucking awful at something, but you're so bad you're supposed to get a prize at the end, and you don't get the prize. That's the Colorado Avalanche right now. They'll be picking 4th overall in the 2017 NHL entry draft after having one of the worst records in the NHL the last 20 years. It's not exactly a draft that makes you go, oh my god, like, franchise-altering players. No, there's just kind of like, well, kind of just like, well, you might be able to get a nice player. And the position they need the most is defense, and quite frankly, unless Heiskanen's on the board, and I have him going number 3 to Dallas, I don't think they'll be dressing that position this time around. They could reach and go for Liljegren, or is it Makar, maybe, but I make or whatever the fuck his name is, kid out of the Alberta League. I don't see that being the course of action. So that's one of those situations to keep an eye on. I will say this. I do think there's a chance. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I think Landeskog and Duchesne could both be moved between now and draft day, possibly on draft day even. So that'll change the dynamic in this organization, because obviously, let's hypothetically say Duchesne goes to Nashville and Dante Fabro and Nashville's first round pick in the return. All right, the deal is centered around those two things. That's helping to address your organizational deficiency on defense. Likewise, Landeskog goes to the Bruins, and they get Zaboro, and they're not obviously giving up McAvoy, they're not giving up Kahlo, but hypothetically, Zaboro, the Bruins first, Trent Frederick, and whatever. So adding all those assets to the 4th overall pick, I think is going to be what's going on. I think it's going to be Velarde is going to be their pick. I think Gabe Velarde out of the Windsor Spitfires will be their first round pick. I Tippett will get a look. I think Middlestat out of Minnesota will get a look. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be Gabe Velarde. I think he's that big center you need to compete in the Western Conference. And obviously they thought they signed that in Kyle Soderberg, but they didn't, because Kyle Soderberg sucks. So we'll see what happens on the next few days and weeks with the Avalanche. And the draft is 5-6 weeks out, 5 weeks from Friday, I think. So there's a lot to look at and analyze, but it's going to be a very interesting offseason for the Avalanche, because not only do they suck that bad, they're not getting rewarded for their sucking like they wanted to, and some former key pieces could be very well on the move and playing elsewhere next season. So we'll see. Anyway, that's all I got in this episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for episodes of the season and beyond. Later, guys.